Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Pauline Verzosa. Tropical Storm Enteng is now over at the West Philippine Sea after it accelerated over northern Luzon. And to give us more information about this, we have our mobile journalist Francis Orsio reporting to us live from Caloocan this morning. Francis, magdadala pa rin ba ng ulan ang bagyong Enteng kahit na nasa West Philippine Sea na ito?
Yes, Pauline, no? As of 5 in the morning kanina ay nasa Paway, Ilocos Norte na or sa katubigan nitong Ilocos Norte or sa West Philippine Sea nga itong sentro ng Tropical Storm Enteng at dahil nga nasa Tropical Storm category pa rin siya at nakikita nga natin na malawak yung dalang kaulapan niya, nagdadala pa rin yan ng mga malalakas na bugso ng hangin dahil nakataas pa rin ang signal number 2 sa ilang mga probinsya ng Northern Luzon, pati na ang sa signal number 1 sa ilang bahagi pa ng Northern Luzon. So sa ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga pag-ulan, including here in Metro Manila. Kanina nga din ay nagtaas pa rin ng orange rainfall warning ang Pag-asa at yellow rainfall warning sa ilang bahagi ng Central Luzon. Kaya tuloy-tuloy pa tayong makakaranas sa mga pag-ulan mula ngayong umaga hanggang mamayang hapon at hanggang sa makalabas yan ng Philippine Area of Responsibility tomorrow morning, Pauline.
Okay, Francis, alin-aling mga lugar ba ang nasa ilalim pa ng tropical cyclone wind signals?
Pauline, as of 5 in the morning kanina, based nga sa bulletin ng Pag-asa, ang signal number 2 ay nakataas pa rin sa Ilocos Norte, sa northern portion ng Ilocos Sur, Abra, Apayao, Kalinga, kabilang na rin ang western portions ng mainland Cagayan at Babuyan Islands. Habang signal number 1 naman sa ilang mga probinsya ng Ilocos Sur, northern portion ng La Union, Mountain Province, Ifugao, northern portion ng Benguet, Batanes, natitirang bahagi ng mainland Cagayan at Babuyan Islands, Isabela, northern portion ng Nueva Vizcaya at ang ilan pang bahagi ng Quirino Province.
Okay, Francis, syempre tanong ng marami, kailan ba aalis ng PAR o ng Philippine Area of Responsibility itong si Bagyong Enteng? Today na ba yan, bukas o sa Thursday pa?
Pauline, dahil kumikilos ito pa northwestward sa bilis ng 15 kilometers per hour, nakita ng Pag-asa na magtatagal pa itong Bagyong Enteng sa loob ng PAR hanggang mamayang gabi at bukas ng madaling araw. Pero bukas din ng umaga, inaasahan nga natin na lalabas na yan ng PAR hanggang sa binabaybay niya yan dito sa West Philippine Sea papuntang mainland China. Pero habang kumikilos nga yan doon sa katubigan, inaasahan natin na mag-e-enhance pa yan into a severe tropical storm at kung hindi nga inaalis din ng Pag-asa yung possibility na ito rin ay lalakas pa into a typhoon category once na makalabas na siya ng PAR. Pauline.
Okay, Francis, bukod sa Bagyong Enteng, may iba pa bang weather disturbances na minomonitor sa Philippine Area of Responsibility?
Yes, Pauline, aside dito sa southwest monsoon or habagat na may enhancement nga due to the effects of this tropical storm Enteng, meron tayong nakikita ang cloud cluster sa may East Philippine Sea or dito sa may mainland or sa main na karagatan ng ating bansa. Kung makikita natin sa satellite imagery na ipinakita rin ng Pag-asa, merong malawak na kaulapan na nabubuo dyan sa may bahagi ng karagatan sa ating bansa. At ito nga yung binabantayan ngayon at minomonitor ng Pag-asa dahil hindi nila inaalis yung possibility na mabuo ito into a low pressure area at kung mas mag-intensify pa nga ay magiging bagyo at inaasahan natin yan na magaganap sa susunod na linggo or by September 9 to 10 according din sa tropical cyclone threat potential na inilabas kahapon ng Pag-asa. So tuloy-tuloy yung monitoring natin dahil nga ngayong buwan ay 2 hanggang 3 bagyo pa yung maaaring makaapekto sa ating bansa. Pauline.
Okay, Francis, mabilis ang update lang dyan sa Caloocan. Kamusta naman ang panahon? Malakas ba ang hangin? May pag-ulan pa ba? At may ilang lugar ba na nabaha dyan?
Yes, Pauline, kahapon buong araw tayo nag-monitor dito sa North Caloocan dahil may mga ilang residente na nalubog sa baha, particularly sa may Bagong Silang, yung pinakamalaking barangay sa ngayon dito sa Caloocan City at nasa 25 pamilya yung inilikas nila at nasa evacuation centers. Pero kaninang umaga ay bahagyang humihina na nga yung mga pag-ulan pero sa ngayon tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pagbagsak ng ulan at nararanasan pa natin din yung malalakas na buhos nga nito hanggang ngayon. So tuloy-tuloy tayong mag-update din at binabantayan din syempre yung ilan pang mga nasa low-lying communities or na mga flood-prone areas dahil nakamonitor din ang city LGU para doon sa mga residente na nasa mabababang lugar dahil nga baka tumaas pa ulit yung tubig doon sa ilog at creek. Ulit.
Alright, maraming salamat sa iyong report mula dyan sa Caloocan. That was our mobile journalist, Francis Orsio. Now, classes in some parts of the country are suspended today due to Tropical Storm Enteng. Malacanang suspended classes at all levels in government work in Metro Manila and Calabarzon. Classes at all levels were also suspended in Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, as well as in Abra and Apayao. In Baguio City, only preschool to senior high school classes were suspended. Meanwhile, classes in Nueva Vizcaya and some towns in Cagayan were also suspended, as shown on the screen. In Central Luzon, there are no classes today in Aurora, Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, as well as in the towns of San Marcelino, Botolan, and Iba in Zambales and Olongapo City. Now, students will also stay at home in Rizal, Occidental Mindoro, and Naga City. Now, rains brought by Tropical Storm Enteng caused heavy flooding in several areas. Some parts of Laguna were flooded amid the torrential rains. And according to the Laguna Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office, 42 barangays were flooded, while over 400 families across Laguna have been evacuated.
Pinapalakas po ni Enteng yung ating pong southwest monsoon. Kaya po tumataas po yung pong level po ng tubig dito sa mga lugar na ito. At ito po ay alam na rin po yung ating Laguna Dubai.
In Quezon Province, the river in Lucena City overflowed with only large vehicles able to pass through. According to the Quezon Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, 200 families have since been evacuated. Fortunately, no fatalities have been reported, but there have been individuals reported missing.
May nabanggit po ang Municipal Mayor of Buena Vista, Quezon na may 3 mangingisda sila na nawawala or lumaot kahapon at hindi pa nakakabalik.
Lawmakers have called out the past Education Department administration for its low utilization of its budget. A commission and audit report revealed that DepEd under Vice President Sara Duterte only spent 2 billion pesos out of 11 billion pesos fund for the computerization program in 2023. This resulted in the failure to deliver some laptops to schools nationwide. Education Secretary Sonny Angara said he was surprised when he learned that laptops and books are still in warehouses since 2020.
I really noticed that mabagal ho kami sa procurement. I think if you notice for 2024, the books are not arriving on time, Your Honor. We're only starting to deliver books now, and the kids are already in school. The completion of the books will be done by December.
In contrast, DepEd had a swift expenditure of the 150 million peso confidential funds during VP Sara's term in 2023. Education Undersecretary Annalyn Sevilla admitted to lawmakers they have no idea how the former Education Secretary spent the money.
Kung alam ba namin yung details nung pinagamitan, we do not know because we're not part of the process po ng utilization and liquidation.
Geopolitical analyst Richard Haydarian says Vice President Sara Duterte is struggling to show her, quote, victim side amid the issues being thrown at her. And here's an excerpt from his interview on The Big Story.
What is going on with local politics in a nutshell? What did you make of all the hearings, especially the OVP budget hearing from last week?
Well, I mean, just so I was talking to some congressmen who should have been informed. They categorically denied that there's an impeachment.
Okay.
I don't know where
Everyone denies that
Vice
there's an
President Sara
impeachment
Duterte
plan.
got it. Probably from my podcast, she got the idea of impeachment or something like that. My
If there
understanding.
was a plan, would they really tell you, though, on
Of course, they
TV?
won't tell it on the record. But nevertheless, a lot of these people won't deny that there could be legal grounds still to push for the impeachment. What they're saying is that politically there's no nefarious plot. But they won't deny that legally, whether it's the confidential fund issue or the catch-all case of betrayal of public trust, you can interpret that quite liberally in order to provide a ground. But the election is coming really soon, in a month, and then, I'm sorry, the registration for certificate of candidacy, and then the break will come by the end of this month. So there are multiple elements there, but my understanding is people want to just, I call it the boiler room strategy, just pile on pressure and pressure and pressure on the Dutertes, make them make more and more and more mistake, so that either they become radioactive in the upcoming elections, meaning everyone else will think they're too rogue to ally with them as the opposition, or even force Sara to reconsider the office of the vice president. She already made step one, which is get out of the cabinet. Maybe step two is to run for mayor in Davao to protect the rear. Because as we speak, there are people who are saying maybe the Nograleses will finally make another strong run for the top post in Davao. So this is the double Cold War happening right now. So at the international level, the Philippines is navigating U.S.-China Cold War while holding our ground. At the domestic level, there's this Duterte-Marcos Cold War, right? And both these Cold Wars are asymmetrical. At the West Philippine Sea, China has the upper hand, but domestically, the administration has the upper hand.
Are you
ahead
not
of the midterm
afraid
elections.
that all this so-called, I'm going to put them in quotation marks, bullying towards the Dutertes by pretty much everybody else, including the traditional opposition, do you not think this will actually
Work in their favor?
Work in their favor. You mean there's still about almost 4 years to go in the Marcos administration.
Filipinos love
an
underdogs.
underdog.
Especially
Yes.
if she gets impeached. Especially if she gets impeached.
I think if there's one thing we've learned so far is Vice President Sara Duterte has a hard time showing herself as a victim. She built her national profile, quite
With
literally like
yeah.
that. And I noticed if you watch her very carefully during her press conference, one of the few spontaneous she gave, she said, they're going after my brother, my husband. Suddenly her voice broke for a second. I could imagine she could go in tears, and then suddenly she held herself. So she's instinctively built herself into this strong, uncompromising woman.
And on to sports, Filipino Paralympian Ernie Gawilan wraps up his third straight Paralympics. Gawilan placed sixth in the final of the men's 400-meter freestyle S7 at the Paris La Défense Arena. Prior to that, he recorded the third fastest time in the heats, posting a little over 5 minutes. Gawilan is the third Filipino to exit the games after para-archer Agustina Bantilok and para-taekwondo Jin Alain Ganapin. And those are the top stories of the hour, but join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Pauline Verzosa. We are One News.